Alright, so information for the Universe Survival Saga EZAs have dropped. We have in today's video the details for STR Dokkan Jiren, the Physical Champers EZA, Full Power Frost, as well as the Int Boda Magetta. So hopefully they did all these EZAs justice. But let's get into their details. So we're going to be starting off with the Boda Magetta. Just to remind you guys, this EZA is where you'll be able to obtain the medals in order to EZA the Universe 6 characters. So that's Champa, Frost, as well as Boda Magetta. And obviously, Jiren's going to have his own separate EZA event, which we don't know what the weakness is at the moment. So, the details for EZA Int Boda Magetta. He greatly raises attack for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and raises defense by 30% for 6 turns. For his passive skill, 3 key, 160% attack and defense, with an additional defense 10% per Universe 6 category ally on the team, up to 60%. Guards all attacks when there is another Universe 6 category ally attacking the same turn, or when HP is 80% or less. That's a nice change. The fact that he has a guaranteed guard chance. Plus the additional attack defense 60% for 3 turns, a medium chance of performing an additional super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. Okay, so early game, it looks like not to be like very tanky, but you can build up nicely with the raised defense 30%, take the hits for the extra 60% defense. Is actually going to look pretty good, and obviously have a full Universe 6 team. I think that is recommended anyway, just to have a full Universe 6 team. Looking pretty good. The only thing I would say is linking partners. Nothing catches my eyes at the moment. I guess he is technically a first slot unit with the guard, and that he can receive an attack. It's just that the early game, if you're versing like a really tough event where they do a tremendous amount of damage already, it's going to be too hard for him to build up. Because he's a Universe 6 warrior, you're already guaranteed the attack and defense 7%, attack and defense 6%, and the Fierce Battle link. If you're linking up with Kale, I'd say Kale is probably like one of the better units to put in the second slot. You just will never get the Tough as Nails link, which is a really nice link to have for that extra damage reduction defense bonus, which is quite unfortunate. But still, a very, very solid EZA. Now we're going to look at the EZA for STR Frost. So with these changes, he now greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and lowers the enemy's attack. 3 key launches an additional attack. There's a high chance of becoming a super attack. High chance to perform a critical hit for 6 turns from the start of the turn. Attack and defense 160%, plus additional attack 180%, and defense 180%, with a high chance of stunning the enemy. So yeah, it's kind of mid. Kind of mid. Ooh. Ooh. There was no real way of saving this guy anyway, so it was like a... So it's just like a free unit, I guess. Like, even if we look at Frost's EZA stats, 10,000, it's not really cutting it either. If you had, like, a lot more, then maybe he could have been usable with Tech Frost, but no shot. No shot. Now you have to wait for EZA Tech Frost to potentially make this guy look good. And the last Universe 6 EZA we're going to have a look at is Champa. So what Champa does now is raises defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers defense. Defense 160% with an additional defense 120% when attacking. Universe 6 category support for 2 key and 40% attack and defense. And additional attack and defense 20% when HP is 60% or less. I'm pretty sure that is through the support. So he's a 60% 2 key support if your HP is 60% less. I could not imagine having such a small stat boost for just himself. So yeah, I'm assuming that's the support. High chance of 400% attack up. Medium chance of attack plus 600%. Rare chance of becoming a critical. Can these two stack? Do these two stack? Like, if you got the high chance and the medium chance, that's a lot of attack. That's a lot of attack. Actually, very interesting card. I would love to have a chance to use them. Rare chance of performing a critical hit. Very, very interesting. By the way, I thought I'd go through the leader skills of the Universe 6 characters real quickly. So we have the Champa EZA, which is Universe 6, 130%, as well as physical types for 90%. Frost is just an STR leader for 100% stat boost. And then Boda Magetta is an int type for 3 key and 100% stat boost. So now it's time for what you've been waiting for, EZA STR Jiren's details. All right, so here we go. We have, for the leader skill, Universe Survival Saga, 3 key and 160% stat boost, as well as an STR leader for 3 key and 100%. The SA now greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage, and greatly lowers defense. We're off to a good start, baby. Key +2, attack and defense 200%, and medium chance of stunning all of the enemies. I wish it was like high chance. I think it was originally medium chance anyway. Attacks become super effective. There's 1 enemy at the start of the turn. Damage reduced by 30% if there are 2 or more enemies at the start of the turn. An additional attack and defense 50% when launches super attack, and high chance to stun the targeted enemy. Performs a critical hit on stunned enemies. Performs a critical hit and attack and defense 111% if there's either Universe Survival Saga or Tournament Participants category enemies. So very restrictive, very effective against multiple enemies. I was kind of expecting it anyway for him to lean on to the multiple enemies part, because you kind of do want that 30% damage reduction. If you're versing Universe Survival Saga Tournament Participants, you can get some decent stats post-super. But how many enemies are really in that? Maybe in the future when there's like a... That's a cool idea. Universe Survival Saga Red Zone or something. That would be pretty cool. That could happen, and then he could be kind of useful. But for now, he's just like a good stunner. Easy mode for Super Battle Road stuff, I guess. Alright, so that's going to wrap things up for the EZAs. That's all the details we got for today. I hope you guys did enjoy. We should have the data download after the maintenance tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys in the next video as always. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And peace.